Hey guys, very basic Bible time. Let's do this thing. Share my screen. Let's go and search for a Bible topic. NIV. Let's go look at some other version. We'll look at the good old ESV. Where is it at? I'll find it, I promise. ESV right there. Let's type it in. Malachi 2. So what we do in our Bible topic is we type in a chapter. Sometimes I type in a word, sometimes I type in a verse, and we go read it and we pick something out from it, study it real quick like. All right, let's see. Let's read verses 10 through, I don't know, we'll go through 16. Here we go. Have we not all one Father? Has not one God created us? Why then are we faithless to one another, profaning the covenant of our fathers? Judah has been faithless. An abomination has been committed in Israel and Jerusalem. No good. For Judah has profaned the sanctuary of the Lord, which he loves, and has married the daughter of a foreign god. Judah has profaned the sanctuary and married the daughter of a foreign god. In other words, Judah is committing idolatry. May the Lord cut off from the tents of Jacob any descendant of the man who does this, who brings an offering to the Lord of hosts. Let's look at let's look at this. May the Lord cut off from the tents of Jacob. Let's go type in tents. I know what that means. Let's see if we can. I'm pretty sure I know what it means. See if we can find it. All right. Genesis 4:20, Genesis 9:27, 13:5, 25:27, 13. Man, look at all this in numbers. Okay. Oops. I messed it up, didn't I? Go back one. May the Lord cut off from the tents of Jacob any descendant. Okay. All right. Now, plus. Oh, all we have to do is actually. Yeah. Plus Bible Gateway. Look up tents. Okay. Ada Bor Jabel. He was, man, this ad blocker thing suddenly. He was a father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. He was a father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. I guess he introduced to the world living in tents and having livestock. Um, because Genesis 4:20 is near the very beginning of the Bible. These are Ada is one of the and Jabal, some of the very first humans. So that would make sense. He was the one who was like, "Hey, let's live in tents and have livestock." May God enlarge Japheth and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge Japheth. Full chapter, please. Let's go see. Right here. All right. Oh, look at this. Sorry. Look at this. Noah began to be a man of the soil. He planted a vineyard. He drank of the wine, and Noah became drunk and lay uncovered in his tent. Okay, he's in a tent. He's laying uncovered. He became drunk. He's laying naked in his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan. So Ham's got a son named Canaan. Saw the nakedness of his father. Shem, Ham, and Japheth are sons of Noah. I guess Canaan is a grandson of Noah. All right. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, told his two brothers side. Then Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, walked backwards, and covered the nakedness of their father. So Ham is like, "Hey guys, dad's in there, passed out, naked." And they were like, That's embarrassing. Let's go cover him up. They didn't even want to look at him, so they walk in backwards. Their faces were turned backward. They did not see their father's nakedness. When Noah awoke from his wine and knew his youngest son had done to him, oh, Noah wakes up. Noah finds out, wait a minute, you came in and saw me and then went and told your brothers about it. He said, cursed be Canaan. A servant of servants shall he be to his brothers. So, hey, dude, you did this bad thing. Your son's going to have a bad time. He also said, blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. Okay. Canaan. Canaan is going to be Shem's servant. May God enlarge Japheth. That's the other son, remember? Shem and Japheth took a garment laid on their shoulders. Okay, so may God enlarge Japheth. Maybe, like here, it's talking about a servant. Canaan is going to be a servant to his brothers. So the offspring of Ham is going to serve his brothers. Canaan is going to serve Shem. May God enlarge Japheth. So is God talking about Japheth or the offspring of Japheth? Let him dwell in the tents of Shem. Japheth, or the offspring of Japheth, is going to dwell in the tents of Shem or in the offspring of Shem. So he's going to live in their tents. Is that a good thing? And let Canaan be his servant. Uh, if God enlarges Japheth, is he going to make him fatter? He's going to make him bigger. He's going to give him more stuff. I'm assuming he's talking about his family, and his family is going to dwell in the tents of Shem. So Shem's going to have lots of tents. I'm guessing it's going to be for his family and such, and Japheth's going to live in there. So they're going to live together, but Canaan going to be their servant. Okay, so you can see how this is kind of, I usually say poetic, not straight word for word necessarily. You have to kind of figure some stuff out. Yeah. All right. Let's go back. Wait, what was our original verse? May the Lord cut off from the tents of Jacob any descendant of the man who does this. So Shem or Japheth is going to be enlarged. I'm guessing his like his posterity. I'm guessing his family is going to be enlarged and is going to live in the tents of Shem. Maybe Shem is going to take care of him, but it does say Canaan is going to be a servant. And over here, may the Lord cut off from the tent of Jacob any descendant. Going to live in his tents, going to get off from the tents. Okay. All right. Lot, who went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. When the boys grew up, Esau was, so now we're skipping. We went from 9 to 13, from 13 to 25. When the boys grew up, Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field, while Jacob was a quiet man dwelling in tents. Quiet man dwells in tents outside. Chapter 31, Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the hill country. Jacob, may the Lord cut off from the tents of Jacob any descendant of the man who does this. Who does what? Judah has profaned the sanctuary, has married the daughter of a foreign god. Okay, who does this, comma, who brings an offering to the Lord of hosts. You go marry a daughter, you go commit idolatry. Then you're going to come bring an offering to me? No, cutting you off. Anyone from the tents of Jacob, even. I mean, Jacob is like the guy who, Jacob's name's changed to Israel. Israel is the main guy. Jacob, he's the main guy. Even if you're with Jacob, you go and commit idolatry, then you try to come to me and give me an offering. No. Even if you're living with Jacob, cut off. I'm going to cut you off from the tents of Jacob. Earlier, Shem was like, you're going to live in the tents of Japheth. Let's make sure we get it right. Japheth is going to dwell in the tents of Shem, but now God's saying, nope, you come and treat me this way, I'm going to cut you off from the tents of Jacob. When the boys grew up, Esau was a skillful hunter, and Jacob was a quiet man dwelling in tents. Laban overtook Jacob. So many years later. Here, let's keep looking. Look at that. The people of Israel shall pitch their tents by their companies, each man in his own camp, and each man by his own standard. So, okay, they're going to pitch their tents by companies. That's okay. Oh, look at this. He spoke to the congregation, depart, please, from the tents of these wicked men and touch nothing. Depart from the tents of these. So are there people staying in their tents? Let's go see. Okay, Control F. I'm going to disable the ad blocker, I guess. Tents, depart. Okay, verse 26. All right, I'm going to read this really fast. Here we go. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the son of Eliab, and On, the son of Pelah, sons of Reuben, took men. And they rose up before Moses with a number of people before Israel, 250 chiefs of the congregation, chose from the assembly well-known men. They assembled themselves together against Moses and against Aaron and said to them, you have gone too far! Exclamation mark. For all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord? When Moses heard it, he fell on his face, and he said to Korah and all his company, in the morning the Lord will show who is his, and who is holy, and who will bring near to him. The one whom the Lord chooses will bring near to him. Do this. Take censers, Korah and his company, put fire and put incense on them before the Lord tomorrow, and the man whom the Lord chooses shall be the Holy One. You have gone too far, sons of Levi. Moses is like, hey, the Lord's going to choose. Moses said to Korah, hear now, sons of Levi, is it too small a thing for you that the God of Israel has separated you from among the congregation of Israel to bring him near to yourself, to do service in the tabernacle of the Lord, to stand before the congregation to minister to them, and that as he had brought you near to him, and all your brothers, the sons of Levi, with you, would you seek the priesthood also? God brought Levi near to him. Now they're seeking the priesthood. Therefore, it is against the Lord that you and all the company have gathered together. What is Aaron that you grumble against him? Okay. So these people are against Moses. These people are like, they don't like Moses. They're like, you're the priest. We should all be holy. And Moses is like, hey, you get to help out with the tabernacle, but now you want the priesthood. Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and they said, we will not come up. Man, more people against Moses? We're not going to come up. Is it a small thing that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, that you must also make yourself a prince over us? Moreover, you have not brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey, nor given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will you put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. Moses was very angry and said to the Lord, what did Moses say to the Lord? Do not respect their offering. I have not taken one donkey from them. I have not harmed one of them. Moses said to Korah, be present, you and your company, before the Lord, you and they, and Aaron tomorrow. Let everyone take your censer and put incense on it. Every one of you bring your censer to the Lord, the 250 censers. You also, and Aaron, each his censer. So every man took his censer. It's a little thing that holds fire. Because remember, they're Levites. They're in the tabernacle. So they got little censers to help out, I guess. But they're not priests, and that's what they want to be. Every man took his censer and put fire in them, laid incense on them, and stood at the entrance of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. Then Korah, okay, have we gotten to tents yet? Okay, it's down here in verse 26. Very basic Bible. You look up, one of the ways you start out learning just the Bible in general, look up a word, find other places it's used, see how it's used in various places. Remember, this is for study. This isn't like to answer all the questions. Okay. Every man took a censer and put in fire in them and laid incense on them and stood at the entrance of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. Then Korah assembled all the congregation against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord appeared to all the congregation. So they all appear before the tent of meeting with their censer, and the glory of the Lord appears. Some people say the tent of meeting was the tabernacle inside itself, like the holy place and the Holy of Holies, which is inside the tabernacle. Some people say the tent of meeting was a special place that Moses himself would set up apart from the tabernacle. If you read it in the Bible, seems there's one place where it does say Moses pitched his tent really far away. People disagree about it though. But either way, they go to this tent. Okay. God appears to them there. They all got their censers. The Levites and Aaron and these other priests Moses called, but they were like, we're not coming up to you. Moses was like, all right. So they're all standing before the tent with their censers. Where Moses said, we're going to see who God has chosen to be priests. The glory of the Lord appeared to all the congregation. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. Whoa. So Moses, Aaron, and 250 people who are against Moses and Aaron, who are complaining, we want the priesthood. You're setting yourself up against us. So 252 people. God says to Moses and Aaron, separate yourselves, go away from them. I'm going to take those 250 guys and consume them. Oh, are they gonna send fire down? Is it gonna put a plague on them? Are they gonna drop dead? Is God gonna like come out as a man and like consume? What does that mean? To eat? Oh, what? Let's just keep reading. And they fell on their faces and said, "Oh God, the God of spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and we be angry with all the congregation?" And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, say to the congregation, so Moses, hey, God, one man, that's Korah, it seems, because up here. Now, Korah, the son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, and then Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab. So, Korah and Dathan and Abiram. Oh, there's the sons of Eliab and On, the son of Pelah, sons of Root Tukman. Okay. And if you look here, it says Korah's rebellion. Where is it? They rose up and they talked to him. Moses said to Korah, so he must be the main spokesperson. He's named first. Do this. Take censers, Korah and all his company. Okay, so it seems like Korah is the main person. Okay. Now, remember, Dathan and Abiram, right there, they also didn't want to come up. Moses said to Korah, be present, you and all your company. Okay, so Moses rose and went to Dathan and Abiram and the elders, and he's, oh, wait. Let's see. And Korah assembled all the congregation against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting. So Korah assembled all the congregation. That's not the 250 men with him, I don't think. I think that's all of Israel, period. So there's Moses and Aaron over here. Maybe some people with him. But then it says the congregation over here. We've gone a long way from tents, but we're almost there. Okay. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, separate yourselves from among the congregation, that I may assume them in a moment, consume them. If it's the whole congregation of Israel, if it's all of Israel and God consumes them, just Moses and Aaron are going to be there? That's it? That's happened a few times before. God's like, I'm going to destroy all of them. And Moses went down and prayed. Happened at least once. And here it says they fell on their faces. So now Moses and Aaron both fell on their faces. Will you be angry with all the congregation, the sin of one man? Korah sins. You're going to kill everybody, God? So the Lord spoke to Moses, get away from the dwellings of Kohath, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Then Moses rose and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spoke to the congregation, saying, depart, please, from the tents of these wicked men. Touch nothing of theirs, lest you be swept away with all their sins. Dathan, Abiram, and Korah. Yeah. Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, but they didn't. They said, we will not come up. So Korah has all the men with him. God's like, hey, get away from the tents. They dwell in tents. You live in the tent, right? Separators, get away from the tents of them. From their tent, from where they live. Malachi, may the Lord cut off from the tents, the dwelling places of Jacob, the place where Jacob lives. May the Lord cut off the man who does this, who brings an offering to the Lord. So this to me seems more metaphorical because I mean, married the daughter of a foreign god. That's kind of metaphorical. A daughter, you know, going to cut you off from the tent over here. So, verse 27, verse 26. And Moses spoke to the congregation, saying, depart, please, from the tents of these wicked men. Get away from their tents where they live. Get away from where they live. Don't touch anything of theirs. Oh, don't worry, I won't. I mean, why would I? I mean, it's theirs. Lest you be swept away with all their sins. Oh, okay. Then don't touch it, or else you're going to be swept away. What's going to happen? I wonder. What does Moses know that we know? All we know is, look, the Lord spoke to Moses and said, say to the congregation, get away from the dwelling of these guys. Now Moses is like, not just get away, but get away and don't touch anything of yours, or you'll be swept away too. So they got away from the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram, remember, they came out and stood at the door of their tents, together with their wives, their sons, and their little ones. And Moses said, hereby you shall know the Lord has sent me to do all these works, and that it has not been of my own accord. If these men die as all men, or if they are visited by the fate of all mankind, the Lord hasn't sent me. Natural death, okay. But if the Lord creates something new, and the ground opens its mouth and swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive into Sheol, then you shall know that these men have despised the Lord. Moses said, we're going to prove once and for all, has the Lord sent me or not? If they just die naturally, okay. If they die in some spectacular way, then God has sent me. Verse 31. And as soon as he finished speaking all these words, the ground under them split apart. Do we have tents anymore in this? Man, so they're like, get away from the tents. God opens only where the tents of the people that were bad. It does say his wife, family, and little ones. That does bother some people. God would take away the family of the bad people. You know, maybe they got away too. Maybe they were like, bye bye, dad. Maybe they died, went to heaven. I mean, we're not sure. That's the theology. Right now, we're talking about what does God do? Here it is. They were cut off, not from Jacob's tent, but from their own tent. Oh, yeah. So they got away from the dwelling, their tents. Oh, look at this. Numbers 24. 5. Okay. When Balaam saw it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he did not go as at other times to look for omens. So Balaam's already tried to bless him or tried to curse him, and he couldn't. But he's like, hey, it pleases the Lord. He set his face toward it. Balaam lifted up his eyes and saw Israel camping tribe from tribe by tribe, camping in their tents. And the Spirit of God came upon him, and he took up his discourse. The Spirit of God came upon Balaam. And what did Balaam do? The oracle of Balaam, son of Beor, the oracle of the man whose eye is open, the oracle of him who hears the words of God, who sees the vision of the Almighty falling down with his eyes uncovered, : That's a long, a long introduction. How lovely are your tents, O Jacob, your encampments, O Israel. I looked right here. He lifted his eyes up and saw Israel camping. Now your tents are lovely because God wants to bless them. Like palm groves that stretch afar, like gardens beside a river, like aloes that the Lord has planted, like cedar trees beside the waters. So this is a blessing. Why not just be like, hey, I bless you. Okay, yeah, and I'm gonna give you a few things. Okay, good. There you go. Bye. No, he goes, look, he goes on. Water shall flow from his buckets. His seed shall be in many waters. His king shall be higher than Agag. His kingdom shall be exalted. God brings him out of Egypt. And it's for him like the horns of the wild ox, power and strength. I mean, he gives this long poem. It's a blessing. Long kind of poetic stuff. Why not just, hey, I bless you. Yeah, God blessed you. Don't worry, you'll be good. All right. Hey guys, you know what? Let's see. A few more. Return to your tents. Pitch your tent and fire by night and a cloud by day. Their tents and every living thing that followed them. In the morning you shall go to your tents. Oh, look. Zebulun said, rejoice, Zebulun, in your going out, and Issachar in your tents. Rejoice in your tents, Issachar. Rejoice, Zebulun, when you're going out to, I don't know, to farm, to hunt, to travel to other places, to the tabernacle. And Zebulun and Issachar, rejoice in your tents. When you're in your tent, when you're chilling, when you're at home teaching your kids stuff, sleeping, eating some food. So bless when you're out and bless when you're in. Yeah, don't be cut off. All right. I think that's good enough for this very basic Bible topic. We will see y'all on the you want to know more about tents? You want to know more about all the stuff I said? You want to know about this that crazy story I read? If you're like BJ, I don't agree. BJ, I'm not sure. BJ, I have no idea what you just said. No, I disagree. Remember, it's for study. Go study yourself, right? Yeah. I hope we've helped what little we've helped. We'll see y'all in the next very basic Bible.